Hello everyone, welcome again to another session of reading comprehension strategies and tips. Today I am going to discuss speed breakers in reading comprehension. This means all the reasons because of which we read slowly and therefore lose a lot of time in just reading and then find that we have very little time left to answer the questions and then we answer them randomly. Now, what are the reasons for losing speed in reading comprehension for GRE, GMAT and CAT, etc.? The first is reading for the wrong reasons. Reading for the wrong reasons automatically leads to its corollary, reading in the wrong way. Many times we confuse reading comprehension for aptitude tests like GRE, GMAT and CAT with textual reading for our college and other conventional exams. There the requirement is understanding a subject because it is a subject test, and not only understanding it but also remembering whatever you have studied till you deliver it in the exam. So there is a time gap between your studying of a subject and answering questions on it. And sometimes you may even have to write your own answers. Now, does this requirement exist for reading comprehension in this test? It doesn't. But we have this habit of reading subject-wise so ingrained in us that we feel that if we leave out anything, we will miss something very vital and will not be able to answer questions correctly. But that is not the case. Secondly, when we read for these reasons, instead of reading for a very, very limited purpose, that is, to find out by elimination the right answer to some standard questions from given options. So this is a very, very limited task. We don't have to know the subject, we don't have to remember anything, and we do not have to understand individually in isolation any word group. This is the requirement for reading comprehension for these tests. So if we remember these reasons, we will not read deeply, we will not read again and again, we will not try to understand and we will not try to remember. Now, because we have misunderstood the reason for this test, we also read in the wrong way. So what is the meaning of reading in the wrong way? Reading in the wrong way is, first of all, reading every word, which is again a waste of time. 2. Reading again and again in order to remember. Spending time thinking, trying to understand. So these are the reasons that we read in the wrong way. So what is the right way of reading? And what should we notice when we read? So the only points we have to remember is we have to notice key idea, names, key idea, locations, and key idea interrelationships. Now, if these are the only points that we have to notice, why is a passage as long as it is? There are two reasons that that passage has that length. The first reason is grammar. Grammar requires correctness, correct sentence construction, which requires the use of some extra words. So the first reason for the given length of any passage is grammar. And the second reason is details. So you may have For example, a sentence like this. The email that we sent was not received by the client. Now just imagine that you are either SMS texting or you are sending a telegram. In the days when we used to send telegrams, every word had to be paid for. So people tended to keep everything short and sweet. So let us see which are the words here that are required for grammar. The first one is the article the. That is the connective. We is telling who sent it. Now this is a very key word. This is a key word. And by whom? So basically we can reduce this long sentence to just email not received by client. So that is what we have to notice. These words are for the purpose of grammar. So once we learn to read like this, we will find that we have reduced a passage to at least 1/3 its length. And the second reason for any passage to be long is details. What are the details? The details are description and explanation. Finally, maybe sometimes there could be an example given to bring out the point. Now, does it mean that we should not even think of them? At the first reading, no. At the first reading, we only see what they are and give them names. For example, if I see this, a man in a blue shirt was standing outside. Now for our purposes, we will ignore this word, this is grammar. This we will just say detail of what? Description. Grammar. This is again a detail. If you wish, you may notice it, because if there is a question, which of the following was the man not doing outside the room? So he was not. So what was the man doing outside the room? If there is a question, it's here. So this is again a detail. Now this is a connective word. Okay, and this is another vital word. So man. Now this you have noticed. So if there is a question about it, you can go back to it and you will be able to see what the detail is. So basically it has been reduced to only this the is for grammar. Man stand outside room. That is what this all means. Now why was he standing outside the room? Maybe there will be an explanation. Again there could be some example given of someone else who was doing the same thing, etc. So we don't have to read these details at the first reading. We only have to notice where they are. So once we know where they are, if there is a question on it, we can very easily go back and check out the answer. The problem is that most of us go on reading it in order to register and ingrain it in our memory as if the passage is going to be snatched away from us. The passage is going to be there all the time. Once you've prepared this kind of map of the passage, you'll find that you read very, very fast. So you have to understand this and then the passage will be read very fast. Now let us see. So this is reading for the wrong reasons. Now what is the meaning of reading in the wrong way? Reading in the wrong way is reading individual words singly, or very small word groups. Someone who's not used to reading tends to read in very small groups. A man. Now, what happens when you read in such small word groups? There is no connection with the next group. So, a man. So, how does that connect it to? Now, in a blue shirt. Even if you read that whole phrase, at least it has some meaning. But if you say in a, after that blue shirt, now how are you going to connect it to the man? So we have to stop reading single words because that breaks the connectivity and reduces the speed of our thinking or understanding. Secondly, if we encounter a word whose meaning we don't understand, we tend to stop. So till we get the meaning. For example, his pusillanimity resulted in him being disgraced. Now look at this word. His pusillanimity, I don't know what it means. Suppose I am reading this passage. His pusillanimity, but what is the effect? I understand that. Disgrace. So what does it mean? So I can get the sense that it is some kind of negative word. But if I stay there and try to think, what is the meaning of pusillanimity? I forgot, I never learned. You will be just wasting your time. So the trick is to just go on, proceed, because this is a continuous piece of text. It is not isolated word groups. So reading single words, this is one reason why you read slowly. The second is what is known as sub-vocalization. Sub-vocalization means reading aloud but silently. So it is like saying the words but not loudly. So it has the same problem that reading loudly has. And that problem is reduction of speed. Because here what happens, if we cannot pronounce a particular word, again we halt. So we should never sub-vocalize. So these are two reasons these are two things that we have to avoid. We have to try to read in meaningful groups and big groups as we can, so that we can understand the meaning in totality. So today these were the speed breakers that I discussed with you. But the only real way of improving speed is practice. Practice reading, not just whatever comes to you on the WhatsApp or other media, but practice reading long passages. So long passages, where will you find long passages which also have good English in them, which would be of use to you? You can find them in many of the editorials of good papers, newspapers. Reviews, so the other content newspapers, good newspapers, okay, like let's say the Times of India, for example, or some also say Hindu, but it's better if you refer to a British newspaper or an American newspaper, not even so much an American newspaper, because that language is a little different from, it's more informal and colloquial from our standard English. So this is there, and the best way to improve reading speed is books. Books by classic authors or even bestsellers. Okay, bestsellers are one of the fun ways of giving you practice in reading. So you can read Frederick Forsyth, you can read Dan Brown, you can read anybody. You can read Sidney Sheldon, you can read Agatha Christie, you can read P.G. Wodehouse if you want a little more advanced kind of English. So you can read any book, but be sure that it is by a standard author. So basically you should go in for British authors and slightly older ones. George Orwell, for example, if you read his Animal Farm, you will find it very enjoyable, and not only enjoyable, you will also learn a lot from it. So without fail, every day, spend at least half an hour in reading. So that's all for now. And in my next session, I shall be discussing the standard questions for the reading comprehension in GRE, GMAT and CAT. Thank you. And